This missile doesn't need hours to prepare, it doesn't need visible fuel trucks, it doesn't give satellites time to react. By the time you detect it, it's already in the air. This is Iran's Sejjil missile, and it may be one of the fastest strike weapons in the Middle East. For decades, most of Iran's missile arsenal shared the same weakness. They relied on liquid fuel. That meant long preparation times, visible fueling trucks, and a window of vulnerability that satellites and intelligence agencies could exploit. But then everything changed. Iran introduced a missile that removed that weakness completely, the Sejjil, a solid-fuel ballistic missile designed for speed, stealth, and rapid deployment. Unlike older systems, the Sejjil can be launched with minimal preparation. There is no long fueling process, no large support vehicles, no obvious signs that a launch is about to happen, and that changes everything. Because in modern warfare, time is everything. The Sejjil is classified as a medium-range ballistic missile with an estimated range of around 2,000 kilometers. That puts large parts of the Middle East within reach, including strategic targets far beyond Iran's borders. But range alone is not what makes this missile dangerous. It's how fast it can be used. A solid fuel allows the missile to remain ready for launch at almost any moment. Stored, fueled, and sealed inside its launch system, it can be activated and fired in a fraction of the time required by older liquid-fueled missiles. In a real conflict, this means there may be little to no warning before impact, and once it's launched, intercepting it becomes a race against time. The Sejjil is a two-stage missile built to travel at extremely high speeds as it exits the atmosphere and begins its ballistic trajectory. As it descends toward its target, it can reach hypersonic velocities, making interception extremely difficult for most missile defense systems. Systems like Patriot or even more advanced interceptors rely on early detection and tracking, but if a missile is launched quickly and travels at high speed, the window to react becomes dangerously small. This is why military analysts consider solid fuel missiles like Sejjil a major shift in capability. They are not just weapons, they are timing weapons, and timing decides outcomes. The development of the Sejjil began as part of Iran's effort to modernize its missile forces, moving away from older technologies and towards systems that are harder to detect and faster to deploy. Tests conducted over the years demonstrated its ability to travel long distances with increasing accuracy and reliability. But what makes the Sejjil particularly concerning is not just its range or speed, it's its mobility. The missile can be launched from mobile platforms, transported across different locations and hidden within Iran's terrain. It becomes extremely difficult to track or target before launch. Unlike fixed silos, which can be monitored and potentially destroyed, mobile launchers create uncertainty, and uncertainty is a weapon. Because if you don't know where the missile is, you don't know when it will strike. This creates a constant strategic pressure on any potential opponent, forcing them to remain on high alert, monitoring vast areas, trying to detect movement that may or may not lead to a launch. In a conflict scenario, this kind of pressure can slow decision-making and stretch defensive systems to their limits. And that is exactly what modern missile strategy is designed to do. Not just destroy targets, but overwhelm defenses. Imagine a situation where multiple Sejjil missiles are launched within minutes from different locations. The detection systems pick them up, but only after they are already airborne. Interceptors are launched, but the time window is narrow. The missiles are fast, and even a single successful strike could have significant consequences. This is the reality that military planners have to consider. Because missile defense is not perfect, no system guarantees 100% interception, and the faster and more unpredictable the incoming threat, the harder it becomes to stop. This is why solid fuel missiles have become a priority for many countries around the world. They reduce preparation time, increase survivability, and improve the chances of a successful strike. The Sejjil fits directly into this evolution. It represents a shift from older, slower systems to modern, rapid response weapons that are designed for the realities of today's conflicts. But beyond the technical details, there is a larger strategic picture. Weapons like the Sejjil are not just about attack, they are about deterrence. They send a message that any strike against Iran could be answered quickly, with little warning, and with the potential to reach targets across the region. This changes calculations, because in geopolitics, perception matters just as much as capability. And a weapon that can be launched within minutes, travel at hypersonic speeds, and reach distant targets is not something that can be ignored. It becomes part of the equation, part of every plan, part of every decision. And as long as systems like the Sejjil exist, the balance of power in the region remains complex, unpredictable, and constantly shifting. Because in modern warfare, the most dangerous weapons are not always the ones with the biggest explosions. Sometimes the most dangerous weapons are the ones you never see coming.